Good morning, everyone. It's Tim Wilmot here from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for GoldMine 101, our regular series of short GoldMine presentations focusing on different topics around GoldMine and CRM. And this morning I'm going to go through or cover different ways of integrating GoldMine with other applications. A really good suggestion that came in from a customer of ours. So keep those suggestions coming in. If you've got any other good ideas of topics that would be of interest to the GoldMine community out there, please let me know. Now, this presentation will be about a quarter of an hour or so in duration, just meant to be an overview of the integration options with GoldMine. My company, Wizard Systems, offer many extensive implementation and integration options if you want to explore those with us. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end. Probably best to type them in as soon as you think of them, rather than waiting to the very end. Also at the end, I'll give you an update on any GoldMine product news and some promotions that we're running at the moment. This call is being recorded, so you don't need to take any notes. After the presentation, you will receive an email with a link to recording, which you can play back at your leisure, and we'll most likely pop it up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. As I normally do, just a very brief mention about Wizard Systems, GoldMine specialist. We've been doing GoldMine a long time. For those of you that know us, extensive services around GoldMine, implementation, upgrade, GoldMine upgrades, customizing GoldMine, reporting, integration with other applications, training, your place, our place. We've got a couple of nice training rooms at our location in Bristol, where we can do online training as well. And finally, we've got a GoldMine help desk here ready to answer your calls. So integration then with, what are the integration options with GoldMine? Well, first of all, why integrate GoldMine to anything else in the first place? Well, if you think of the potential benefits of integration to some other application that is storing important information that you need to know about your customers, well, one benefit would be it's going to save you time. You're only going to have to enter in data once. You enter it into one application, it will filter through automatically to the other application. So you're going to save time. Accuracy, because you're not manually entering in stuff into application one, then going to application two, typing in the same data, similar data, you're improving on accuracy. You do it once, it's validated there, it's copied through to GoldMine or to somewhere else. Third benefit, you've got richer information in front of you, not just the stuff you put into GoldMine, but information coming from other applications, like an accounting system. And because the data, another benefit, because the data's in GoldMine, you've then got more options for doing marketing. Increasingly, more people are using their CRM system as the base for doing some more targeted marketing campaigns to their customers. Well, if you've got data, more interesting data relating to your customer, it just gives you more options on creating those marketing campaigns. Maybe you've got some product purchasing information going into GoldMine, so you know what your customers have bought. Then you could develop some campaigns around those clients that have or don't have that particular product, do a bit of cross-selling or upselling. Another benefit, reporting. Quite a few of you I know are doing reporting in GoldMine. We just got more data to report on if you've got some other more interesting stuff in there. And a final benefit, you could save some money on your other application licenses. For example, if you link GoldMine if you use our GoldMine Sage 50 integration, for those of you that are using Sage 50 accounts, you could give your GoldMine users access to critical Sage information without having to fork out the high price of a Sage license. You could save money. And And there's a security benefit as well. There's also, if you're looking at giving access to your accounting system, but you don't want to give users access to everything in the accounting system, but just some key information that's important to them from a sales, marketing, or customer service point of view, then you're improving on that security. So what are the options then? First of all, well, I've got a list here in order of sophistication with the most simplest solution, some form of integration, the simplest solution first of all, and that would be a regular import of data into GoldMine. So you've got a file, you've got some data that you want to put into GoldMine, might be in an Excel spreadsheet or similar. You've got the basic import option. So if I pop into GoldMine here, so here's a customer contact record. Let's say we've got some sales information that we want to put into GoldMine from something else. So I have, against my record, I've got the account number, the unique account number for this customer, and I've got a little field here called sales year to date. Wouldn't it be nice to put in some summary headline sales information? Well, you could do that with a simple import. So the standard GoldMine import process will allow you to do that. And there's loads of different file formats that you can use for this import. CSV file, for example, is quite a common one, and also Excel using the GoldMine Plus add-in for GoldMine that's included with GoldMine. So that's the import. Normally, data is going one way only. So it's information that's in your accounting system and you're putting it into GoldMine, one way only. Okay, option number 2, just advancing on importing data, is a utility, a very popular utility that we supply with GoldMine called InnerPort. And this is a bit like the Swiss Army knife of GoldMine. This can do automated imports and exports, a scheduling capability. I've got a little diagram to explain what this is all about. Here we go. So this is a diagram of what InnerPort does. So it's a software application that's installed on your server somewhere, and it's the glue that links GoldMine to something else. Maybe your accounting system, maybe a warehouse system, maybe your company website where registrations are being recorded. So on the left-hand side here, there could be various sources of data, and then GoldMine with InnerPort. You can set up these scheduled imports, so maybe once an hour, once a day, whatever frequency you want. Data can be imported in, again, using some kind of matching principle. So you've got to think about, how does a record in the company account system link to a record in GoldMine, so that we've got a nice unique match there. Plus, we can also update with InnerPort. We can also update and manipulate the information. Typically, you find data is stored in a different format in some other application compared to GoldMine. Maybe it's the name of the salesperson. Maybe you don't have the name of the salesperson in your accounting system. Maybe you've got some kind of territory code or region code or something similar, or postcode. So with this manipulation capability of InnerPort, it can translate the format of data from wherever it is before it gets into GoldMine. So it gets into GoldMine in the right format. So the data is going to be in the right sort of format for you in the right field as well. So that is InnerPort. It's a software system, it's a software utility we sell, not too much money, a few £100, and sat there in the background. Users don't know it's going on, but it can be there to automatically. Normally it's used for importing. It can be used for exporting as well. So a two-way flow of data, stuff coming in, stuff coming out. So it's an application that we sell. Please contact us if you want any more information on that. Third integration option would be a GoldMine dashboard. So if I pop into GoldMine here, let me display a dashboard. So a dashboard can be bringing in information into GoldMine from another application. So it could be an accounting system. We could be displaying a bar graph of how much money customers owe us over 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days plus, and so on. Or in this example, this is showing you data from a sales quotation system. So we've got a very simple dashboard where we can select the name of the salesperson, and then in this table here, in this little block here, we've got a summary of all the quotations for that particular salesperson. All this data is in this other system, and then you can click on these quotations, and then it's drilling down to see the items, the products and services within that quote. So quite a nice way of giving the GoldMine user data sat in another application. And because it's linked to GoldMine, we can click on these hyperlinks here and dive into see that particular customer record. So let your imagination go rip here. I mean, it's a very flexible part of GoldMine, very powerful part of GoldMine. These dashboards are not just displaying data in GoldMine, but they can display data from an external source and link to the GoldMine records, the relevant GoldMine records. Again, you may need to think about how does a record in the other system link to this? Is it the account number? Is it the company name? Or is it a combination of fields? Maybe it's the part of the company name and the postcode, for example. You've got options like that as well. Okay, so that's the GoldMine dashboard. Next option, the GM Plus View tab. This is a bit like a web page in GoldMine against a customer record. Anything being a web page, anything you can do with a web page, you can pretty much do with a GM Plus View tab. So if I just take you back into GoldMine again, go to a customer record, and along the contact record tab bar there, we've got GM Plus View tab. In this example, I'm linking to Sage 50. Again, I'm thinking about how does a record in GoldMine link to a record in Sage 50. This is our standard Sage 50 screen, a standard offering that we supply to those people that have Sage 50. It can be customized as well because it's a web page, so we can drill down on transactions and products and services, but basically we're displaying key information about this customer in the other application, how much they owe us, what's the turnover, and then in the table below we can see all of the transactions, invoices, sales receipts, credit notes, and so on, but all very customizable. And you could, using this GM Plus View tab, you can integrate to other things as well. With an updated version of GoldMine some time ago, we did introduce integration to a number of different social networking platforms. So there's about 15 extra screens to link GoldMine to Facebook, Google resources and searches, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So if you use any of those integration screens, part of the GM Plus View tab screen setup, they're all included with GoldMine. Very easy to set those up. If they're not in your GoldMine system already, just give us a call. Right, so that's the GM Plus View tab. It's displaying live data from wherever it is, and it's read-only. I can click on these fields. I can't change this data. It also means I don't need to give this user a Sage 50 license, which can be quite expensive. So you're saving a bit of money. But from a security point of view, you're just giving that GoldMine user the data that they would like to see, and they can't change it. So quite a nice low-cost way of sharing information in GoldMine from other critical applications, and more than one at once as well, not just one at a time. Right, at the end of the scale of sophistication is what's called the API, which stands for Application Program Interface. Basically, if two different software systems have an API, they can talk to each other. We can make them talk to each other using this API thing. And that can be a one-way direction, data from an accounting system going into GoldMine, for example, or it could be two-way, from GoldMine into the other application, from the other application into GoldMine. A good example of this is if I show you a sales quotation tool called QuoteWorks. This is QuoteWorks, where we can pull in information from a customer record, and then we can quote 4 different products and services for that client. So we can go into a product database and call up a particular product, add that to a quote. We can then save the quote. This is where the QuoteWorks application is using the API. It's writing data back into GoldMine. So I'm actually creating a quotation here. It will appear on the links tab of the client's record. And furthermore, it's going to update the company sales forecast and opportunity management system, and also pop in a follow-up phone call to chase this quotation. So I've created that quote using QuoteWorks. I can then send the quote to the customer via email. But the important thing I want to show you was using that API, it's actually updated on the pending tab of the client's record. If I pop back to GoldMine, pop on the pending tab, there we are. Saving the quote, it's popped in the outstanding sale there for a few days' time, and then again in a few days' time, it's popped in that follow-up phone call. The API. But before embarking on maybe some kind of API project, you may want to consider, GoldMine's a mature product. It's been out there a long time, as many of you know, 25 plus years. So invariably there may be something out there already that someone has created that we can get our hands on. So don't reinvent the wheel. Consult with us if you've got any idea you think integration could save you time, could improve on accuracy, give you better quality information in front of you, improve on the quality of marketing campaigns you're going to run, could save you money on accessing data in other applications. Give us a call, because there's quite a wide range of add-on options to GoldMine that link it to something else. For example, our Sage 50 integration with Gold 50, a number of applications we can link to as standard. So I'd now like to open out our call to any questions that you've got there. Question from Anne: does GoldMine Web affect any of these options? GoldMine Web, for those of you that may not know, GoldMine Web is the included web access part of GoldMine. So you can access GoldMine via the cloud, a bit like a cloud version of GoldMine. It's a simpler interface, so some of those options may not be available to you. The basic rule of thumb, Anne, would be is if the data is in a GoldMine field or a detail record, then yes, it will appear in GoldMine Web. Some of the other options, like I'm trying to think now, maybe the GM plus view, that's not fully supported or supportable in GoldMine Web right now. It is coming, but not right now. So you just got to be a bit careful there. Next question from Gordon: is there any integration to QuickBooks? Yes, there is. There is a GoldMine add-on to QuickBooks, a bit like our Sage 50 add-on to create transactions, see data in GoldMine. I'll send you information on that after this call. Right. Don't think there's any more questions coming through. Any more late questions come through, I will answer those separately via email. Just some up-to-date news for you. We've got a GoldMine introduction training course next Wednesday. I know it's sort of bank holiday, public holiday week in the UK, but that's running on Wednesday. Please contact us for details. We've got Hotfix 2 that just came out late last week. More on that on our website, our GoldMine blog. If you go to this GoldMine blog here, let me just pop that in the chat window, this shortcut here to that. So the GoldMine blog, stuffed full of helpful hints and tips, and this is the primary way in which we communicate. You've got to please subscribe to it so that we're not inundating you with maybe irrelevant information to GoldMine. So subscribe to the GoldMine blog there. We are running a couple of promotions at the moment. If I can just inform you that before we close. So there is at the moment, for anyone that is not up to date on their GoldMine versions, the only way of getting a GoldMine upgrade is subscribing to the annual GoldMine maintenance contract and annual contract. So there is a reduced fee on that right now. So please contact us for details. And also we are still continue to do half price GoldMine Web installations until the end of September. So if you are interested in getting the web access part of GoldMine set up for your company, a great way of accessing live your GoldMine data via your browser or your smartphone, your tablet, that's GoldMine Web for you. Please contact me for details. Okay, so we're done today. Just a brief overview of the integration options. Hopefully that was of interest to you. Any other suggestions, please come back to me, phone me, email me. Would love to hear from you. But thanks very much, Steve, for your suggestion for today. And we'll catch up soon. Hopefully there'll be another session next week on an interesting GoldMine topic. Thank you very much indeed. Bye-bye.